Hello, it is Tuesday, December 26th, 2023. It's Boxing Day. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Tuesday crossword, which means we should be solving a relatively approachable themed crossword today. Hopefully you're in the mood for that. I know this is going up later in the day than usual. I'm sorry about that. But I'm here to solve it, and it shouldn't take too long. And this, hopefully not too time-consuming edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by, Noah Bizanson, Alan Blunder, Mitchell Turek, and as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the five of them. They are, of course, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, which means they generously support this channel and this series. For that, I'm very grateful. So thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the channel in any capacity. I really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me, and it does keep this all going. So thanks if you've done so. And also, thanks if you've subscribed to the channel on YouTube, and if you like the videos and comment on them occasionally. Those things are all helpful, and I do appreciate it. And finally, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which is a nice, friendly chat community that whose link can be found in the description field underneath the video. So check it out as well. Now, let's get on to this Boxing Day themed puzzle. This is another debut. We've had quite a few of those recently, and here's one by Neil Shook. So welcome to him on his inaugural New York Times crossword construction. And let's start solving, see what's in store for us. Oh, right. Okay, hadn't noticed these. We've got four cell large boxes throughout the grid. We've got 6 of them. 6 2x2s. All right, we'll have to see. Are we spelling something out? Who knows? Fella could be a guy or a lad or something, maybe. Not sure. Not sure there's a way to know that just yet. Some military brass. Medals, maybe? So if I read the phrase military brass, ordinarily I would think officers, high up members of the military. But the question mark makes me think we're not meant to read it that way, and maybe we read brass in a punnier, more literal way. So maybe metals made of brass. Not sure, but I'm just going to try it. Fella, a man, maybe? Pull off a spool. Unroll is what I would think that is, which would put a U here, which would then make me more likely to think this is guy, so maybe that isn't metals. GI, I don't know what that is. A as in Avignon, so Avignon is in France, and so here we're saying, obviously A can mean a number of things. In this case, it's the indefinite article, so one of the indefinite articles in French would be une, the feminine one, and I think that's probably what we're putting there. So what do I think this is? Some military brass. I don't know. Maybe guy is wrong somehow. It's funny that it worked with unroll. We'll have to keep going and see. It is wrong. Long-eared hound would be a beagle, I would think. That would fit with the other word. So then what's this? Is it bub? Okay, yeah, it probably is. Fella, you could say, hey fella, hey bub. I mean, I guess I see what they're going for there. It matches the tone of how you might use the word. And that's an element of, I think, well-written New York Times crossword clues, is that you can replace the clue with the answer in a way that is usually matches the tone or context of the clue. And in this case, it does. So what are some military brass then? Oh, bugles, brass instruments. Right, that's very good, because here we're using yet another sense of the word brass. I mean, same literal sense, I suppose, in the sense of, deriving from metal that is brass, although you wouldn't need a brass instrument to literally be that. But the point is, we're referring to bugles, which are brass instruments in a sort of orchestral sense. So there we go. That's very good. Frequent object of doting attention. A grand kid, maybe? So grandchildren are often doted upon by their grandparents or other relatives. That's probably the answer. Middles, let's say middles of Mr. Potato Head faces, noses, I suppose. So Mr. Potato Head is the toy where you plug in the different components, and the nose would be in the middle, so fair enough. Gift for a budding architect, maybe a Lego set. Oh, no. Oh, this isn't unrolled. Wow, I really had quite a few missteps in this area, didn't I? Surely that's Lego set. So then pull off a spool would be, unreal. Okay, same general idea, but I suppose unreal is a bit more specifically accurate because a spool is essentially a reel that, around which you've wound up some thread or something. All right, so, and then we never looked at this. These are shocking fish in the Amazon, so eels. Okay, great. Electric eels, I guess, in this case. What Santa doesn't get much of on Christmas Eve? Sleep, I suppose. He's up all night delivering gifts. Maybe he's catching up on Boxing Day today. Lakshmi, who wrote the memoir Love, Loss, and What We Ate. I don't know this memoir, but there's someone named, I think, Padma Lakshmi, Padma, something like that. I can't think where I've heard the name, but I think it's probably someone notable. So let's look at the crosses and see if I can confirm or deny that. Union of Hollywood Performers for short. SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. There we go. That's a Hollywood union. And then Despicable Me protagonist. Not sure. I've not seen any of those. What about this one? Material for an interior renovation. Drywall, maybe? If you're renovating the interior of your home, you might put up drywall or replace drywall. Let's see about this one. Best case scenario. Option 1 is too long. Best case scenario. I'm not sure offhand. What about over here? If we can get this, we could get the downs from it, and that would help. Government prosecutors, yes, I think so. DAs, district attorneys. Puts on Dawn's clothing. There we go. Each could be a pop, maybe. So five each, 5 a pop. Best case scenarios. Optimums or optimals. There we go. Not sure which, actually. Optimals or optimums. This would be either Gra or Gru. I think Gru. I think I've heard that name before. That must be the protagonist here. Okay, so optimums would. Oh, this looks strange, though, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. After all, when I look at the clue, some recreation centers are YMCA's. There we go. So that's the. Often in urban areas, you'll have community centers and with sports and recreation and a pool, things like that. All right, sit on as a seesaw would be to straddle something, to sit on it with a leg on each side. Fashion designer Kamali, I don't know. Noria, maybe? That would allow this to be Padma, which is kind of what I wanted. Let's see. Over the Hill Lament. Norma, maybe? Norma Kamali? I don't know if that's correct. I hope it is. What about this? Over the Hill Lament. I'm so old, maybe? If you're over the hill, you're sort of getting on in years. Health resorts or spas. There we go. Extinct birds of Mauritius. Dodos. There we go. Probably the most famous extinct bird. Maybe the most famous extinct species of any sort. Over the Hill Lament. Yeah, I think it probably is I'm so old. And then here we have part of a mosque, typically. Part of a mosque. I mean, mosques are often domed as an architectural feature. They often have domes, so I bet that's the answer, but let's look at the crosses. Volcanic peak ruled by Sauron in The Lord of the Rings. Oh, it must be Mount Doom. There we go. I recognize that from Lord of the Rings. Hosts for short could be MCs, Masters of Ceremonies. And I'll wait to hear from you. Call me, you could say. Letter after sigma, tau. Okay, I may or may not have remembered that if you asked to be called, but with the crosses, it certainly became much more straightforward, and that's the point. Soft leather, suede is an example of a soft leather. There we go. To arrive somewhere is to come there, I suppose. And then if one is attired like Batman or Superman, one is caped. I guess you're wearing a superhero costume with a cape. Destroys as a dog might a stuffed animal. You might chew it up. Chews up. Here we have, that's my blank. I'm up. That's my cue. It's my sign. I'm on stage. Long-eared pal of Pooh. Eeyore is what, a donkey, I think? If I recall correctly. From Winnie the Pooh. Words that start a game of tag. You're it, you might say. All right. And then Arthur Conan Doyle is the author famously of Sherlock Holmes, of course. And, here's another mystery writer, detective fiction writer, I suppose. Earl Stanley Gardner, creator of Perry Mason. Well, I guess Perry Mason is an attorney, but anyway, there we go. Earl Stanley Gardner is his creator. Okay, what's rolled to get from free parking to go to jail in Monopoly? 10, I suppose? Is that 10 spaces away? Must be. It seems like it would fit. Here we have a ne'er-do-well, a sort of rapscallion. And transportation company headquartered in San Francisco, Uber, the ride-hailing app. Places for playthings with a hint to this puzzle's shaded squares. Toy boxes it must be. Are we spelling out toys in these boxes? Oh, yes, we are. Look at that. We have kite. It didn't even occur to me to look at these. I mentioned it at the beginning and then completely forgot during the solve. But yes, up here we have a kite that is sort of progressing clockwise around that little square. Here we have a drum. Here we have a doll. Don't know what this one will be. What will this be, do I think? A ball, probably, I bet. Let's see if that works. Begin as an adventure. Yes, I think it is. You could embark on an adventure. And then I haven't a clue what this one's going to be because we don't have any crosses, but we'll get there momentarily. Here we have a classic sandwich order in brief, a BLT, a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. If you want to really improve the quality of your BLTs, including the sort of philosophy around BLTs, J. Kenji Lopez Alt is a great chef he used to write for SeriousEats.com, and now he has a YouTube channel that's very good. And he really changed my whole thinking around BLTs, which is never a sandwich I particularly liked, but he really turned me around on that. One of the important things he pointed out is a BLT should properly be thought of as a tomato sandwich seasoned with bacon rather than a bacon sandwich embellished with tomato. Anyway, he's got a lot to say about them, and it is worthwhile. Bravery is valor. There we go. Blouse or tee is a top, so in clothing sense. 3-time Cy Young winner Martinez. This will be a baseball player. Pedro maybe. I don't know enough about baseball, which will surprise nobody who watches these videos regularly. Anyway, here we have of the kidneys, so renal, so things like renal failure, kidney failure. This does look like Pedro, doesn't it? Hand out could be to dole out, yes, to ration out or to mete out supplies or whatever else. You can't leave this way sign, no exit. And a UFO crew, maybe an unidentified flying object is crewed by aliens. Probably not, but maybe, you never know. Move it already could be let's go, and then gerund suffix would be ing, so walking, riding, that kind of thing. Move it already would be let's go, and then general on a Chinese menu. General says chicken is a dish associated with Chinese restaurants. And pest control brand, I think I've encountered this before. I think decon maybe, DCON. I'm going to try it and see if that works. Quash, to quash something could be to end it. And then here we have, well, it could be tear up or tear up. I think in this case it's tear up because I think it'll be rend. So you rend a paper, you tear it up. And then alto or soprano, those are vocal ranges. So there we go. Alto being lower than soprano. And here's a short summary in internet lingo. TLDR, too long, didn't read. Therefore, here's a short a recap. Partner in crime could be your abettor, maybe, someone who helps you solve crimes. Oh, so will this be a bike? Sorry, helps you commit a crime, not solve. Lacking pigment. If this is an I. Oh, albino. There we go. Yes, okay. As a person or an animal. And then to have a crutch on cutely, so I think this will be a K. Does that work? Oh, to like. There you go. Right. So in sort of, the yang language that maybe a young teen or something might use. You might say that. Okay, lightens up. If one lightens up, one pales, perhaps. And this is being given the question mark pun indicator because ordinarily, idiomatically in English, if we read lighten up, we would think lighten up in the sense of be less serious. But in this case, we're being told it's being used in a punny way. So read it maybe in a punny or possibly more literal way. So you literally pale, you lighten up. Here we have turf is sod in the sense of soil. and then suffix with benzene, chemical substance. And then if something stunk, it smelled, it reeked. Not guilty, e.g., in a court of law, would be a plea. You might plea not guilty. Showily bohemian is arty. And State of the Union is an address given by the president to Congress in the U.S. Here we have actress, and there's one, actually, the European Union has a similar thing. Actress Hayek, Salma Hayek, and UPS competitor DHL is another shipping logistics company. Dental concern, decay, Salma is with an A, sorry about that, there we go. So then tooth decay would be a dental concern. Great. All right. If something is unadorned, it's naked, not embellished, and readied for publication, could be edited, a manuscript, for instance, to, if one is disconsolate, one is sad. So there we go. Not consoled, essentially. And then digits carried in long division, you could carry the tens. Oops. The ones. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Right, in long division, yes, you go into... I don't even know how to explain this verbally, but there we go. It is correct. All right, 3-1 or 5-2 e.g. Those are examples of odds in a betting context, maybe. And then baby's first word maybe could well be dada, so stereotypically mama or dada. And there we go. That was the Tuesday crossword, a pretty gentle solve, and another sort of Christmas week appropriate theme. And we did have a revealer, didn't we? Yes, here it was. Places for playthings, with a hint to this puzzle's shaded squares. These are toy boxes, and maybe you could imagine these being wrapped up and packed up, potentially. Maybe by our rap stars from 2 days ago, our elves who were secreted throughout the grid. And today we had a bike, a kite, a ball, a drum, yo-yo, I never noticed that one. Yo-yo, and finally a doll. Pretty classic toys. And there you have it. That was the Tuesday crossword. It wasn't too challenging, but let me know how you fared with this one in the Discord server or the comments below. And I am, for the first time in a while, because I do have a few extra minutes, I am going to read, well, I was going to say a few clues from yesterday's puzzle, but it's really just several comments about one clue. So I will read them. Let's see. Roll 2171 says, Merry Christmas, Chris. Slight clarification on the answer to 1 down, as I fell into the same trap. Ernst is actually the given name rather than the surname in the clue. So I had interpreted Ernst as being a surname, and then Impossible Skies says, Mach Ernst might have sounded right because of the similarity to Max Ernst, the German artist and surrealist. But in fact, this is Ernst Mach, the physicist after which Mach speed is named. And yes, I actually was mixing up Max Ernst and Ernst Mach. So, and then Johnny Mayhew put it straightforwardly, said, I think you conflated Max Ernst, the surrealist artist, with Max Planck and Ernst Mach, the physicist. Yes, that is true. That is even more accurate. I did conflate Max Ernst with both Max Planck and Ernst Mach, who are both physicists. So they all kind of got wrapped together into a jumble of given and surnames, and led to my confusion. There we go. It was sorted out by 3 helpful commenters, so thanks to them. And thanks to you for watching. I should be back tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the crossword, and then probably won't be around for the Thursday, but I will put up my alternative video instead. So look forward to that. But like I say, I will be back tomorrow for the Wednesday, so I hope you join me. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.